The president spoke about this directly yesterday. His patience is running out. He wants to see as much of the Save America passed as possible by the August recess. He knows that's what the American people want to see passed.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt emphasizing President Trump's frustration with Senate Republicans, despite receiving multiple versions of the Save America Act from the House of Representatives. The upper chamber has not been able to pass the president's top legislative priority, and they've got a full agenda over the next 2 weeks before they go on their August recess. Joining me now here on set, Pennsylvania Senator Dave McCormick. He is a member of the Senate Banking Committee. Senator, you're an advocate for the bill, and you have been. What's the holdup?
Yeah, good morning. Great to be with you. You know, no one feels more strongly about this than me. I'm a guy who lost my first race by 950 votes and won my second one by 15,000 out of 7 million cast. So making sure every vote's a legitimate vote is really critical. The Save America Act is the path to doing that. And I think we may have an opening to do this. I share the president's frustration. We need to make sure we keep putting pressure on the Democrats to defend the indefensible. And the House has put forward a reconciliation bill that has components of the Save America Act. And I think that's the most likely path to be able to get pieces of that in place, particularly voter ID, narrowing the scope of mail-in ballots, which are a huge problem, and giving people confidence again. This is an 85-15 issue. Democrats and Republicans alike support it. We got to keep the pressure on.
Let's specifically talk about the mail-in ballot side of this, because this seems to be where there has been more pushback. I mean, Americans are in support of ID. You know, you need to show your ID. You need to be a citizen to vote in American elections. Fair enough. But on the mail-in ballot side, I've heard some senators say, look, that's Republican senators say, well, that's actually how I got elected. How I won my race was by mail-in ballots. So that's concern A. The other I keep hearing is that basically it would be too disruptive for the midterms because of the calendar, that if Save America gets passed or pieces of it get passed, that it's going to disrupt the elections from the state and make make the elections unreliable.
If a piece of it gets passed, it's going to be very hard to implement a lot of that for this upcoming election cycle.
Okay.
But we've got to keep the pressure on now because the American people have lost confidence. On mail-in ballots, listen, I was on a telephone town hall earlier this week, and a guy got on the phone. He said, listen, I'm a Democrat, but I want to tell you, I support the Save America Act because I'm a Democrat, I received 10 mail-in ballots that were sent unprovoked. I didn't ask for these, that were sent to my home. So we've got real holes there. We need to have mail-in ballots for people in the military. We need to have mail-in ballots for people with disabilities. So there are legitimate uses, but we need to narrow the scope. And we need to keep the pressure on this. We have a legislative agenda. It's Save America Act. It's funding the government. It's the Clarity Act. But we also need to be pushing hard to make sure we win these elections. We have to be able to do both things at the same time.
Right, and you know, the Democrats have identified 4 Senate seats that they are trying to flip. Maine being one of them. We've talked a lot about, you know, Graham Plattner, who's now gone, but you know, they're targeting, you know, Senator Collins. They're targeting Glasgow, Ohio.
I want to say on this, the consequences of losing these Senate seats is incredible, and the House. Think about what the Democratic Party has become. The mainstream of the Democratic Party is anti-military, it's anti-law enforcement, it's anti-business, it's anti-Semitic, and it's anti-America. And that's not just these extreme candidates like Graham Plattner. You have the mainstream of the Democratic Party getting behind these candidates in Michigan, in Maine, and in other places. So we have to keep the pressure on the legislative agenda, but we also need to go out there and tell the story of the great steps that have been made under President Trump, the huge advantages that have come through the Working Family Tax Cut Act, the peace through strength, all the things that we're doing that the American people insisted we do, and that's why President Trump was elected.
Well, and affordability, the message of affordability. And you know, we'll move on from the Save America Act, but, you know, as I said, I mean, we've got these Fox News polls that show us that I think it's 83% of voters say that get a valid ID. You know, there you go. It should be, you should prove citizenship. But I want to get your take on something else here, because, you know, Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon, he is now backing the text in the Clarity Act, which is substantial because the banks have been the ones that have been pushing back against the language and how the bill is worded. What does that mean to you? And I also want you to listen to Senator Lummis, because she was on with Maria, and she said something. She was on with her yesterday, and she said something about really about the lobbyists that are in D.C. from the banks and more. Listen to Senator Lummis.
You had several Democrats yet last night voicing concerns about the updated text, particularly around the bill's enforcement mechanism. That places responsibility on the Attorney General. Is that the issue right now?
That is kind of a bright line. You know, we had worked until there was an impasse with Democrats earlier this month because they want state attorneys general to be able to sue elected officials that are subject to this ethics law. We're trying to not plan legislation around one person who holds one office for the next 2 years, but rather over time that will serve the House, the Senate, the judiciary, and the executive branch in a fair way. A lot of Democrats are absolutely focused on one person, and that's President Trump. So since President Trump actually agreed that he would have the choice to either put his assets in a blind trust or divest of his participation in digital assets and companies that derive revenue from digital assets, somehow that's not enough. I think it's going to be a struggle.
So what are your thoughts on the new text and the reaction by your Democratic colleagues to all of this?
The bottom line is time now to move forward and get a vote on the Clarity Act. The Democrats, I think, are starting to think we don't want to give a win. We want to continue to push back. There's been a negotiation around ethics language, which seems very commonsensical. The Agriculture Committee and the Banking Committee have come together on a common text. So we need to get this to the floor and vote on it. And if the Democrats are going to oppose it, we need to get them on the record.
Do you have that vote scheduled?
It's not scheduled,
okay.
And I think it should be. This is, you know, we got 2 weeks left. And we got to move fast right now on the schedule for the August recess. Yeah. We got to move fast to get a vote on this reconciliation, a vote on funding the government, a vote on clarity. And I think this is the time to play offense because we need to be able to go to our constituents and say, listen, here's the great success we've had over the last 2 years. Here's the things we're still working on. You're right. There's other things that we're worried about, which is affordability is a big one. Mm-hmm. So keep pushing on lowering gas prices, lowering the cost of homes. We need to make sure our voters know that.
Well, there was a housing bill passed, so that something did get done.
Yeah.
Before you go, you recently hosted the Defense and Innovation Summit at the U.S. Army War College, and this was in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. It was said to be a big success, we've been told. It drew tens of billions of dollars of investments. You had 30 projects, Senator. Tell us about this and how important this was.
Yeah, this was incredible. We did something like this a year earlier in Pittsburgh where we had the president to come, the cabinet, CEOs from energy and AI. It was the Energy and AI Summit. This is defense related. The president once again came. His cabinet came, Chairman Kane came, Pete Hegseth came. And we had all the CEOs from defense, the big investors, and we talked about the dramatic changes that need to happen in rebuilding our defense industrial base, shipbuilding in Philadelphia, the next generation combat vehicle in York, making sure that Pennsylvania is the reindustrialization of our defense. The president was there, and as I said, we announced more than $10 billion of new investment, 5,000 new jobs. And these emerging technologies, drones, autonomy, AI, they're a critical part of the future. Pennsylvania has always been at the center of our national security, and the key point here is that it's going to be a key leader in the future.
Well, it sounds like it was very successful. Congratulations on that, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being with me. Really appreciate your time. All right, we are going to take a quick break.